Stinger transitions are those fancy videos that play with transparency when someone is switching from a scene to another scene, like this one. When you're live streaming, there isn't a lot of things that scream more "ooh, professional" than Stinger transitions, especially when they include your color scheme and your logo. So today, for my very privileged viewers who own Adobe After Effects, I'm gonna show you how to make them. I'm also gonna show you how to export them in order to have transparency, and if you wanna help out your friends, the way I'm gonna make it, you will be able to just import any logo very fast in order to switch it up and make more. So I hope you guys are excited, because I'm excited. All right, now I'm not gonna lie, let me tell you up front. The one that I'm gonna be making here, I'm gonna make the project file available to you, but not for free. It's gonna be super affordable, but the goal here is if you own Adobe After Effects, I want you to actually take the time to make it, learn it, practice, make it happen. If you're too lazy to do that, after I spend my time explaining step by step how to do it, then you're gonna pay for it. Especially since we're talking about something that is some sort of template that you can straight up make money with. Anyways, let's begin the tutorial. All right, let's make this happen. So this is Adobe After Effects 2021. We just opened it and we're gonna open up a new project. Boom, we're gonna come here. We're gonna click top to composition, click new composition or Control N if you want. Make sure it's 1080p, so 1920 by 1080, and then 60 FPS to make it super smooth. Background color is black. You can call it whatever you want. We're gonna call this one base. I just like calling them base. We can always change the name a little bit later, okay? Click OK. So now we're gonna use a bunch of rectangles in order to make our main animation. We want it to fold into itself so it covers the whole screen. We want the logo to pop up, pop out, and then open up on the scene B, if you know what I mean. Okay, so first scene is gonna close in, second scene is gonna open up to reveal it. And that's how we're gonna do that seamless transition with the logo just bouncing in and out in the middle. Very simple stuff, okay? So let's start by creating, while you have nothing selected here, let's just double click on here. Yes, okay, cool. We're gonna freeform this whole thing, okay? But let's create like a base color that is going to be some sort of light gray, okay? I like that. And then, yeah, starting from here, we can already start animating. So I double click on the rectangle tool here to have it full, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna modify this as much as we want. So I'm gonna make this bigger than the actual canvas. I'm gonna scroll down in order to zoom out a little bit like that. I'm gonna do this. And what I want to animate is, I want this to be rotated, but right now I'm just gonna animate it straight, and then I'll add a null object in order to rotate the whole thing. So right now, let's say that I want this to go from the bottom all the way up with some colors in between, pretty much. So I Control Z. This is going to be the final position, so that's what we will see when the screen is completely full. One thing that I didn't check is the length of my transition. So let me go back to composition. This time I'm going to go to composition settings or Control K, and I'm going to check the duration. The duration, let's say 3 seconds, 2 seconds should be enough, okay? So I'm gonna go to 1 second. At 1 second, this is going to be my transition point. So this is where the whole frame is covered and my logo is showing, okay? So this shape layer here, I'm going to click on it, select it, press P to have positions pulled up, and I'm going to put a keyframe. Boom. So now it knows at 1 second, this is where it's gonna be. Let's go back to 0 second and let's drag this down. So we have this position right here, which I believe is the Y position, and this one is out of frame. So it starts, nothing, it goes in. If I play it, wow, oh my God, beautiful transition, so cool. I'm just joking, but it's gonna trust the process, all right? So this one goes up, really cool, right? And you're not gonna believe me, but we're pretty much halfway done. Right click on that transition and keyframe to ease it in. Keyframe assistant, ease it in. And this one, we're gonna ease it out. So instead of having it be robotic when it moves, it's gonna be a little bit more organic. It's gonna basically accelerate and decelerate just a little bit, right? So if we play it, you see how it speeds up a little bit? Keep playing. It goes pretty cool, right? Now if I select those 2 keyframes and I click here to the graph editor, I can see the effect. So you see how it's a arc like that, right? Before it was just a boom. It goes from one thing to another. All right, if I click on 1, I can even edit this a little bit by pulling the handles. So that means this is my end position, right? At 1 second. So that means that it's gonna get to that position quicker and then slow down. It might be fast here. Nice, but it's more organic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right. Let me push this to 1 second in a little bit, keeping sure that I'm at the same actual position. Boom. Ooh, okay, that's beautiful. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's click on the graph editor to go back to our normal view. And when I tell you we're almost done, I'm going to click on my shape layer and I'm going to click Control D, right? So now I have essentially duplicated it, right? So I have 2 shape layers. It's the exact same thing, but we don't want it to be the exact same thing. So on the top one here, since it's on top here, we're gonna click on fill, but the word, not the thingy, not the thingy. Okay, guy level professional graphic designer giving you all the tips. Click on the little arrow down so we can find the contents until we find this gradient. There we go. And then we can pick the colors. Under color, you will find edit gradient. Click that, and now you can put whatever fancy color you want. In my case, you know my color scheme, you know what it is, you know what it's gonna be. Always, 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 we are rocking with purple and a teal or cyan, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I don't have the hex code right now. Completely fine. Boom. As we can see here, this is the end point and start point, I believe. We need it to be a full gradient, so we're gonna do this. You can hold shift, I believe. Yes, you hold shift and it says straight, just like that. Actually, I don't want it to be straight. All right. Let's drag it down. Boom. So we have a cool looking gradient. Look at that. All right, that's cool. The thing now is that they move at the exact same speed. We don't want that. We actually want that one to be underneath it. So this is going to be the gradient one. I'm actually going to rename it so we're not confused or anything. Shape this, shape that. Pretty confusing. Gradient. All right. Now they move at the same speed. What I can do in order for my gradient to show up is to make sure that my point, it reaches the point before, right? So if I select both of those and I press U, I will see the keyframes, okay? So right now they are pretty much the same thing. Or I can edit the graph even more. My gradient is at the bottom. If I make it slow down less, like that, it should actually did the opposite of what I wanted. When here, you can see how it moves here. If I make it slow down more, it will be there. Or I can also just move the keyframe closer, so it arrives at the final point first. But they both kind of slow down here. Ooh, beautiful. Just like that. You see that? It's like they speed slightly differently, but they ultimately end up marrying each other. Love is beautiful. All right, cool. Let's add a third one. Gradient. Let me click here. Control D, sorry, I didn't just click here. Gradient 2, and we want that. Let me turn off the top layer, and we want that to be white, for example. Let's make it white so it pops a little bit more. Boom. Maybe you don't want white. I get that. It's understandable. Completely fine with me. Do whatever you want. It's your stinger transition. And we're still gonna keep the science, and we already have the gradient. Boom, we're Gucci. Here, we're gonna press U on it. See the keyframes. Let's go back here. So this is what the keyframe looks like. And in this case, maybe we want that to be all the way to the bottom and be the very first thing that's going to be up top, and maybe make it even closer so it reaches even before. So we have that too. So you see this like that. The other one is turned off. That's why you don't see it. Let's do this. Boom, nice. But it turns out I actually do not like the gradient here at all. Let me click on this one and see if it was just a little bit, or maybe purple. If it was purple, maybe I'd be cool with it. Yeah, actually I'm cooler with it if it's kind of purplish. I'm just improvising the colors right now. Boom, yeah, that looks nice. Very nice. Okay, cool. I don't like this color anymore. I'm gonna make it more gray like that. That's a little nicer. Don't worry, we're gonna make it look even better. So right now it looks like this. Let me, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Select all that. I actually maybe want a little bit more here when it's starting. So ease out. Nice. You can see what it looks like. Okay, cool. So far so good. Now what we're going to do is select all of those, and we're going to right click and click on pre-compose. Pre-compose means that it's all going to be put in one composition, and that composition will be grouped up here in our main or base composition, right? Pre-comp, move all our attributes. Let's click OK. Boom. So we have this pre-comp. The cool thing here is that with this pre-comp, now they're all one, right? They are all one thing. So what I can do now is press R, for example, and rotate it. Okay, but I'm going to rotate and scale it in order for it to kind of, you know, roughly be in the middle. And I'm going to move it also, right? So I want this to be like that. Let's go -35 for the rotation. Okay. And then let's scale it like this. All right. We just want the corners here to be part of the frame. Scale it up a little bit more, maybe 115. Boom, that looks okay. So when we do this, the end result is gonna go kind of past that line here, which is pretty cool. Something you can see if you want to see the middle is click over there for the grids and click title, action safe, and now you can see the middle and you can place it accordingly. Maybe I really want it to be precisely in the middle, then I would put this here just like that. And in that case, it should be perfectly in the middle. Zoom in a little bit. So I know it ends in the middle, as long as this is not going overboard, basically. Boom. So if I had the same animation the other way around, it would totally complete and fill the frame. We might even want it to cross a little bit, just to be on the safe side, right? Right. Now there's multiple ways of doing this. There's multiple effects that you can use. I like using something called motion tiles because you can expand. It doesn't adhere to the boundaries of that layer. So let's find motion tile and hopefully this works well. But here you can have output height or have output width, and that you can't see. And we control Z and output height, and there it is. So right now it is basically repeating the same thing over and over again outside of its own boundaries. And then we can click on mirror edges. Okay, not mirror's edge, not a video game. And now if we do this, would you look at that? Let's play. Ooh, so beautiful. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now I know what you're thinking. What you're thinking is that, okay, Gail, you made a cool transition. Okay, love the colors, blah, blah, blah. But it ends up being completely gray. Not really cool, not enough, just two colors. I understand. What you can do is this pre-comp here, select it, Control D, and then move it a little bit. All right. So you don't like that? Okay, that's fine. Let's put two of them. Boom, boom. Ooh, okay. Already more complex, right? What could we do to make it even cooler? We could rotate that one, for example. Just like that. Of course, we're going to have to replace it, position it in order for it not to clip outside of the boundaries. But for example, okay, for example, if you want to add an effect or make this one like a little lighter or a little darker, you can do that too. Boom. Ooh, look at that. And it all just, ooh, so beautiful. Actually, we're not going to make it open wide. We're going to add an alpha that closes it at the end. You'll see, you'll see. So like that. Boom, 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 boom. What about a third one? Boom, third one. Move it over a little bit. We just need to make sure that our transition is not going to be too long. But let's rotate that one too. We shall. Move it along a little bit. Sure, still like at that mid cross section here. And let's see what it looks like. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now, if you want to add an effect like a curves adjustment, I like doing that. You can go to effects, or actually pick the last one here, well, the one all the way at the bottom, pick a color correction. You can change the colors if you want here. You can just add a hue, saturation, or tint, or whatever you want. Let's go with curves. So we're going to make it lighter, or should it be darker since it's further away? It doesn't matter. Let's make it lighter. All right, so we can boost that one up a little bit. All right, I'm going to click on curves, Control C, Control V on that one after selecting it, of course. Boom. And then making it a little less light. Actually, I want the one to be way lighter. Boom. Slightly more light. So it creates a little bit of contrast. There's something going on, you know? There's something going on beneath the water. Now I'm seeing something weird happening here. I don't know what this is in the corner here, but it shouldn't be there. I'm guessing it's just an artifact from the motion tile. We could probably get away by adjusting it a little bit. So it's output height, making it more. Output height, let's make this more. There you go. Output height, make it more. There you go. Cool. Boom, it closes, logo pops up, and then it just closes. The whole thing will close. All right, we're just gonna pre-comp it, normal, easy clap. Let's make this happen with the logo now. What I'm gonna do is create a new composition to have my logo. I don't need to do this, but I wanna show you the way you can transform it into some sort of template. So I'm gonna click on new composition, and let's go with something that is a square. Let's go with 1080 by 1080, right? That's a square. That's a square A, that's a square A. And then here you can drag and drop whatever logo you want. And the cool thing here, let's go back to composition settings, call this one logo. Boom, this one is logo. So if I go to my base transition, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And I go to project, I have logo here. I can add logo. Hi logo, how are you today? I'm doing good. And what I can really do is, you know, at 1 second, logo is full scale, really showing, really beautiful. Can scale it down a little bit. I'm working with the little bounds here without even having the logo in there yet, right? I can do this. I should probably show you with the logo. Like this is me flexing at this point. Let me go find my logo. All right, so this is my logo. So as long as your logo fits in this box, it should work on the whole thing. So let me scroll down. Let me scale it down. So I press S in order to bring up the scale. I should definitely be telling you all those shortcuts. Boom. So now my logo works. If I go back to my base, you'll see this is where my logo is. It's not looking too great, but whatever. At 1 second is where I want my logo to be in full form, basically final form if you wish. I'm going to play with the scale only, right? So at 1 second, yeah, I want to create a keyframe. Let me turn those down so it's not distracting. I'm gonna create a keyframe. I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back here. And I'm gonna press 0 when it comes to the scale. Just click on the number 0, boom, enter. So it should do something like this. Okay. Well, it's a little rough right now, but woo. So it goes in and then back out a little bit, little cool effect. So we want that last frame to have an ease in. So it's chill. All right. Right now it's little, you so robotic, and this is like the organic. This is the organs of your animation. All right. You want this to accelerate, so we're gonna ease out, so it's chills and then goes zoom, it goes in. What does that look like? Boom, not too bad. We want this to easy ease. Okay, so easy ease, so it slows down when it comes in. It also goes slows down when it goes out. I don't even know if that's the right thing to do here. Yep, it works. All right, I like it. It's fine. If you want to play around with those a little bit more, make them a little smoother, you can just pull on the handles, do whatever you want. I don't care, it's your logo again. Once again, very smooth. I actually like this one very much. So we're not going to do much. So the cool thing here, again, our logo is in a different composition. So if I turn this off here, for example, wow, nothing happens. Oh no, what will I do? I can go find a different logo, for example. Actually, let me just put an avatar. Let's say that this was my logo. Okay, I'm the kind of guy who has a logo that's a square, for example. Boom. Oh, look at that. It fits perfectly already. I can just press this and boom. Wow, it shows. Okay, now it's time to ease out because, okay, this is all beautiful, but ease out? Why did I say ease out? It's time to animate it out, okay? We did the hiding part of the whole screen. It's time for us to do the bye-bye part, all right? Fly in, fly out. Boom, at 1 second, beautiful. And we want it to pretty much immediately start moving out. So at 2 seconds, it has to be completely over. So this comes in like this. I might even select all those keyframes and make it happen a little earlier. Boom. And then we're going to add a keyframe here. All right. We're going to move up a couple of frames, pretty much the same animation, but in reverse. We're going to make it a little bigger, maybe like huge actually. And then at 2, we want it to be 0. Boom, disappears. All right. We want that to animate out. We want that to easy ease. We want that to animate in. If I clicked on the right thing, right click, keyframe assistant, Easy as in. All right, we can go there, make it a little bit more organic. I say this word so much. Woo! And then it's bye-bye. Okay, it's faster. That's completely fine. It's not an issue. It's not our problem. Now here's the thing. We're gonna pre-comp. We're going to pre-comp once again. All right, we're not obligated to do this. There's multiple ways. We know that right now, the only thing that we're seeing past this point, the gray here, is the gray of this pre-comp that is all the way to the top, right? That's our animation with our colors and all that, right? So technically, I could just cut those two at the bottom. I can just Control-Shift-D to cut them and duplicate them, and then delete. So they're cut here. So the only thing I'm seeing here is that top one. So from here, I can do whatever animation I need in order to get that one to go away. For example, simple example. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it use itself as a reference in order to animate out. You see how this goes in like that? I'm making it complex. I'm making it so complex for you, but it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Pre-comp, I'm gonna duplicate it, and then I'm going to press U to see the keyframes. Oh, there's no keyframes here. What am I doing? I'm going to right click, and I'm going to click on time. And I'm going to reverse layer. And I know there's some After Effects aficionados right here that are going to be like, why are you doing all of this? It's so much simpler to do this way. I don't care. And at I want the animation to be done at 2 seconds here. So I'm going to place my cursor at 2 seconds, and I'm going to try to get this to be completely open at 2 seconds. Boom. Boom. So basically I reverse the animation from that composition, and I'm going to use it as an alpha channel just for its transparency. It's not going to be visible. It does this and it does that. And I'm going to actually completely put it here because that bottom layer, which is going to be our top layer. Why did I make it so complicated? Is going to be what's visible. So I'm going to go here and under track matte. If you don't have track matte here, you can click at the bottom, toggle switch modes. Boom. Make sure that, you know, that thing is on top, and click alpha matte pre-comp 1. All right, let's play it to see if that's what I wanted. That is indeed exactly what I wanted. To a T. So it does this. Play. Boom. Logo opens up. Bye-bye. Goes in, opens up, bye-bye. Goes in, opens up, bye-bye. Goes in, opens up, bye-bye. Actually, think that the logo could probably like go out a little slower and maybe a little later. Maybe the whole thing could go out a little bit later. All right, I know it's 2 seconds, so that's a long transition, but hey, that's how you do it. Boom, there you go. All right, I feel like this is a little smoother. So as I said before, any logo that you put inside of this composition that says logo here will work flawlessly with it. Boom, shows up, goes bye-bye. Shows up, goes bye-bye. If you want everything to look a little bit smoother, not smoother, you can add some motion blur. Let's toggle the switches that I showed you. Boom. And this is the motion blur switch here. You can brrr up like that, and then you can activate it right here. Boom. Will that work? I did click on it. There you go. And you see it blurs the motion. It makes it a little easier on the eye. When things are moving fast, especially at 60 FPS, it's a lot of information. And yeah, it makes it look a little bit more organic. Again, here comes that word, organic. Beautiful. Boom, clean, goes out, padow. Again, you can change the colors as much as you want. All you have to do is click on the pre-comp, and remember those colors? They're all the same. You can just change them individually and they will affect the whole composition. So I say competition. Let me pick the purple, for example. Let's say that I want this to be blue, just like that. And I want the other one, gradient 2, to be more purple. All right, just like that. More of this over here. Love it. Nice. And now if I go back to my base, you'll see they're all affected, and they still have the curves adjustment layer on them, but there you go. Boom. If you want to go even more cray, more wild, you can add maybe a drop shadow, for example. This is my effects and presets, not drop shadow for perspective. And you can put one on, maybe not the first one, definitely the second one. And let's put distance. There you go. You can see it here. And softness, make it real soft. Just like that. Beautiful. Just make sure that it's not showing up like here when you're supposed to be completely transparent. There you go. Boom. We can click on drop shadow here. Control C to copy it. Click on that pre-comp there. Control V to paste it. And yeah, there you go. Gives it a little bit more depth. The motion blur is going to slow down your computer a lot, by the way. Just saying. All right. I think that's nice. I think that's really nice. I think that's very, very nice. You know what? I think that's so nice that I'm actually going to add more gradients because I'm not satisfied with the amount of gradients in there. Shape layer here. I want this to be a gradient. Haha. How's that? How about them apples? Which is a weird expression. Boom. And I actually want this to be black and white. And I've selected a circular thing here. Does it look good? Debatable. Let's pull this here and see if we can make something out of it. Not bad, not bad, not too bad. Okay, let's edit gradient again. And I want that gray to be a little less gray, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's click OK. And now we have a better looking overall composition. Let me turn off the motion blur here. And there it is. Boom, in, boom, out, easy clap. Let's do some, let's actually put my actual logo to make it look good. Super easy. Let's recall pre-comp something comprehensible. Comprehensible. Boxes, colors. Boom, that makes more sense since we are going to make this whole thing available. And let's go to base, make sure that this is all good, that you don't have anything that is showing when it's supposed to be completely transparent. Okay, this is good. All right, this is good. Okay, cool. Let's go to composition and add to render queue or Control M. I like to do my renders directly in Adobe Adobe After Effects. My brain. And then go to QuickTime. Boom. Format options. Sorry. Let's go back. Okay. So add to render queue. It brings your composition. It's going to be here. Under output module, under output module, click lossless, and then under format, click QuickTime. Click format options and make sure it's on animation. Animation, great, perfect. Quality 100%, doesn't matter. All good. Click OK. And here's the important part. Under video output, you want RGB plus alpha. That is the transparency box, basically. That's what will give you transparency. I just went to audio and output off because we don't have any audio. If you want to add audio, you can. I don't advise you adding audio to your transitions because sometimes they pretty much always end up super loud. And then export it. Click on the output 2 for the name. Give it a name. This one will be Stinger Transition. Click save. Now it will be a pretty big file. Click render. There you go. It actually did render with the motion blur, which is great. So actually I wanted that. So that's nice. Let's say that we open something like OBS Studio or Streamlabs OBS. Let's do it with OBS Studio because I know you guys are huge OBS fans. I am currently recording with OBS Studio, which is kind of funny. I'm gonna turn off the preview so you can see what I'm doing without Inception. All right, so under my audio mixer, I will see a scene transition. Boom. And I'm gonna go here and I'm going to click on Stinger. If I don't see Stinger, I believe I can add one by clicking add Stinger, for example, right? But I already have Stinger here. Let's do this. Boom. So Stinger transition right there. And then I can click on transition properties, the little cogwheel. Click on it and click on properties. And under browse, you're gonna go ahead and go find that thing that you just exported, wherever you exported it. Mine was in a folder called comp. Boom, Stinger transition. All right. Now, there is an option here that tells you transition point. And remember that our transition point, aka the spot where everything is covered, was around 1 second, right? So we can put 1 second as our transition point. Technically, before, at around 45 frames, 50 frames, it's covered. It's all the way covered here and all the way up here. So 124, 1 before 1, it all works. Some people have crappy computers, and sometimes the transition point has to be played around with in order for it to match, but it's in milliseconds. So let's type 1000. Boom. Okay, at the bottom now, if you're using a newer version of OBS, you'll have use track matte. We don't need track matte. We're doing classic stinger transition this time. There's no audio, so that's it. That's all we need to do. We can click on preview, for example. And as you can see, from scene A to scene B, this is what it does. Let's click OK, and now we'll see what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I can't see what it looks like because my preview is off, but there you go. Hey, oh, wow, very cool. Let's go back. Woo, wow, very cool. So let me show you. Again, there's a composition called logo. This is where you just drag and drop your logo. None of the, if you end up buying the one that I made, the one I'm going to make available at gumroad.com/getlevel, that is, it won't have my logo. It won't have anything. It might even have like an error because it doesn't have the image. It doesn't matter. Just turn it off, add your own logo. Okay. And then boxes colors is the composition with all them boxes. There's only 3 of them. All you have to do is click on them once and look top, and it will tell you fill. If you want a stroke on it, well, don't put a stroke. Just fill is where you can click in order to edit the gradient. I keep saying transition instead of gradient. You see here, that's the blue one. Boom, you click, you put your colors. Gradient here, you click here. Boom, boom, boom. And then you go to base when you want to render it. Boom, that's the final product pretty much. And then there you go. It's really that easy. It's really that easy. So once again, this one will be available. The one that I just created here, I should probably save it actually. Stinger transition logo template by getlevel will be available at gumroad.com/getlevel. It will not be free because I just spent all that time teaching you how to do it yourself. So do it yourself, okay? And there you have it. Easy stinger transition. I made it more complicated than it needed to be, but I'm glad that now you know how to do it. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. But if you want to make that sort of stuff, you know, animation, motion design without using Adobe After Effects, if you don't have Adobe After Effects, for example, and you still want to create your own stuff, you still want to add your own logo, turns out Placeit.net is a great place to do that. They have thousands, if not millions of templates where all you need to do is like upload your logo, type your name, pick your colors, and then boom, it will create it all automatically for you. If you want to have 15% off, you can use my link that's going to be in the description. So check it out. gumroad.com/getlevel. You know what it is. That's where I keep my overlays. Most of them are free. The rest is super affordable. This template will be available, not for free. I said that so many times. All right. Anyways, let me know what you think. I need to thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys next time. Go out there, make me proud, and get level out.